Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Supreme Ruler 2020 as Japan. Last stuff is just, as always, nothing. And just trying to balance out the economy and hopefully get the inflation in the right direction instead of being in the negative this entire time now. Right now it's negative 2.4. That unfortunately hurts the treasury as it's going down. Reducing taxes and all that doesn't really help. Oh, never mind. Treasury's gone back up for now. Even though we do have plenty of money, I'm not going to touch any of these bonds and repurchase them yet. I'd rather have the ones that are going to come soon automatically be repurchased, and then we'll just be on our merry way as we kind of hope that the economy goes well. And of course, try and get some of the technologies finished, especially when we have two research centers still under construction, and of course the usual domestic prices problem. Prices at least. But at least we're going to have to get a lot of technologies done. Let's see, closest digital road is almost, same with clean coal technology. Next one is the coal gasification plants. What else? Advanced superconductors, not quite close at all. And we still have all these designs that we've yet to research yet. Not until maybe some of the other research will probably be started once the construction of two of the new research stations are finally finished. One of which is in former Laos. Laos? Somehow I already forgot where this is. Yeah, Laos. Somehow I almost made a mistake for the fact that Cambodia is still here. And what? Hong Kong is really Hong Kong, really? Alright, since we're gonna be good neighbors, even though your leader seems to be a bit suspicious. And our water supply is not really that high, but for okay, production shortages, of course. Okay, I would like to help, but it seems like we are gonna have the problem ourselves of the usual headaches of shortages every time. Because we're not producing, we have no stock in water, and production everywhere is just gonna grind to a halt. But anyway, we still do have a few things still under construction, particularly the water reclamations and waterworks that are still being built. Which some are not going to be done anytime soon. And the economy is still not going well. Inflation still hasn't changed. Taxes are still the same. Trying to balance things out. The approval rating has gone down, but there are of course going to be a few things that may be best not to bother trying to increase taxes or decrease whatsoever. Property tax, I'll reduce that greatly to just 1.5. Pension taxes, what's the point? Same thing, 1.5. Unemployment, we have 10% unemployment, but let's just go to 4.5. I'm gonna go with a 0.5 sort of number. Sales tax. Considering sales tax is the one that's gonna give us the most money, I think. Hold on, let me pause briefly. If I go maximum to 50% only, yeah, it kinda does, but I'm not gonna bother. Go with 20%. Small business, I'm still paused. I'm just going to check a few things. Let's see. Corporate taxes go to 30. High income taxes 30. Small businesses, I guess we could go with a little even number of 30%. So we're now 40.8% in total. And the economy is still not gonna recover yet because we still have problems with the demand, considering we have no stock in water. quite a large stock in agriculture, but production is not as high as we would like. Timber, same thing, though we are getting close to reaching the demand, hopefully. Oil is still a problem. Coal, metal ore, uranium, we are kind of okay in that regard. The stock is after all just going to continue to increase. Whereas military goods, stock is very high. Industrial goods is very high. Consumer goods, on the other hand, due to our rather large population, on the other hand, stock may be high, but the demand is much higher. Power, as always, is the biggest problem. We have one hydro dam still being built. We have no new nuclear power plants. We have 3 of these clean windmills or solar power. No, not solar power, just windmills. Coal plants, and so on and so forth. Yeah, things are just not doing too well right now. Social spending is still as it is, but infrastructure, particularly for maintenance, is currently one small problem. Actually, what's the industrial? Still very high. But no stock in water. No stock. Okay, then let's take a look at where most of these waterworks are. That is, if I could find them, that is. Maybe, yeah, there's no point. Industrial goods, we are still sort of fine at the moment, but, consumer goods, we only have 2 more being built. Several in former North Korea, not a whole lot in Siberia, though. And as much as I would like to build another one, well, let's just check over here. In former Laos, Vientiane only has 2 industrial micros and 1 mid consumers. Right, and there's the research center over here, and it's almost done. I guess I'll try and just build one main consumer good facility in Vientiane. In former Vietnam, not a whole lot. Formerly Myanmar has these farms almost done, timber mills. Not quite. Barely, not even close to being halfway done. Other places, not a whole lot. So that's going to be ignored. Uranium, we do have several uranium deposits, though. Mostly in scattered areas of former South China. In Manchuria, the ones that we control at least, only these areas that are being mined. Siberia does have plenty of other areas, but supply lines are not really reaching up here, especially with these railroads not being finished. And speaking of which, the bridge here is getting close to being finished, is almost complete. Hopefully, but as you can see, the supply line here, especially if you notice the color for difference here, it's not really spreading out as much as I would like, even with other supply depots being built. Speaking of which, only 2. We got 1 built here, but that's not spreading far enough. Got one built here on the southern part of Sakhalin Island, but not complete. Oh, thank you, Romania. We'll accept that money and the industrial goods. So, as for the supply depots, maybe I may have to build another one to spread out a little bit, but that's not going to be the case. Even with one over here, the supply lines are just being slow. At least the subsidy rating is changed slowly. And the Koreans are still building up their military. Yeah, which is always a worry. Still in a negative trend, really. Okay, inflation is now to negative 2.3. Unemployment, sales tax. Sales tax is 20%. I'll leave it at that. Okay, research breakthrough, another bond. And one of the research facilities is finished. So that should begin researching a little more, such as this synthetic fuel plant, or was it this software self-programming? I don't know. We do have way too much stuff to research, and that will take some time. But let's see, trade summary expense. Currently the most, well, let's see, the most expensive is social services. Yikes. Productions, second, military, research. Actually, looking at research efficiency. Well, that is pretty expensive. Preparedness, we have none since we're at peace now. Hopefully, nobody declares war. Intelligence is only $2 million, etc., etc. And it's probably best to not bother trying to build anything, at least for the short term. But still, seeing all these Korean troops just sitting around is a bit worrying. And our relations are still terrible, and now we both almost have 100% justification to go to war. So this will probably be a pretty much a bloodbath if we go to war. Particularly on the Korean Peninsula, with whatever troops I could have to be deployed to the new Korean front lines here. And, well, maybe have the Navy do what they can to deal with any submarines that are by, I'm guessing this is Busan. Well, the port of Busan, deal with any submarines. If try and wipe out, have the Air Force come in as well to deal with it, but also deal with any garrisons here. Have transports standing by, then land them on the port here, and then try and take Busan with a little Navy and Air Force help. Then try to hold out and move out, while at the same time deal with another front here. But that may not work. It may or may not work, I should say, but you never know. Still, it's just something to worry about. Anyway, looks like the population is still going to grow. GDP is still going in the right direction, but the inflation hasn't changed yet. Another bond renewal, that's nice. Treasury is going back up. Richest nation is still China. They're about to break the 2 billion mark. Saudi Arabia, still pretty high as well. Iran, Texas, etc., etc. As for the war between Argentina and Brazil, hardly anything at all. Oh. S.55 Shoreland unit. Okay, that's cheap, but what unit is this? Shoreland? Shoreland, is it an infantry? No. Whoops. Recon. Oh. It is a recon unit. Okay. Domestic prices, of course. Let's check our military, actually, since our reserves is pretty high. Navy is 461 ships. Aircraft 315 aircraft. Ground forces is the largest, but it does seem like the numbers is just getting a bit too high. So there may be a possibility I might have to scrap some units, some of which I don't think it's really any point of keeping. I suppose the BMPs are going to be the first. MTLB, get rid of that, get rid of that. Everything else we're going to keep. The BMPs, the 2s, the 3s, and a BTR. Oh, I've got 2 bond renewals now. I'll ignore those. Some of these BTRs ignore. This recon ignore. Ignore. Got a lot of locally built, homegrown designs. Lots of them. Tanks. Okay. Okay, so we have 1 Leopard and 1 J-74 with a lot of T-72s and T-80s and an M84. Well, you know what, they do kind of stand out, so maybe best to scrap these units. And Leopard, I kind of have no choice. Don't know about this J-74. Unless I see, nope. Nope, that is the only J-74 still intact. Well, yeah, in reserve. Wait, if that's in reserve, what about the ones in deployed? Lots of BMPs, a Vodnik, Recons, a couple of tanks, T-55s, lots of very outdated designs, T-72s, couple of J-90s, lots of them, the new J-99 main battle tanks, and all these units. Wait, how much is a J-90? It takes 49 days and is $264 million to build. Build cost is at least $88 million. You know what, maybe it's best to kind of officially, I guess you could say, retire this design. Well, this tank. Since I kind of remember that this is a very, very old tank if you go by the number 74. So by now it should have kind of retired. Whereas the J-90s, I can understand. The new J-99s. What? Really, Afghanistan? No, I don't want a war with you. There's no point. If it's India, or maybe Bhutan, maybe even Bangladesh for that matter, which would be a nice foothold to launch an attack on India if that were the case, but no. Not Afghanistan, not Pakistan definitely, actually nobody literally on the other side of the world. No point, so go back to peace. Now we have peace, the economy is going strong again, and with the GDP still going up, inflation is still as it is. Now, where was I? Oh, right. J-90s. A few J-99s still in reserve. A ZTZ, nah, scrap that. ATs, anti-tank units, lots of artillery. And I do mean a lot. Lots of AA guns. And lots of supply trucks. The ones deployed, I'll probably leave them alone, including the T-72s and, well, with exception of those that are just by themselves now, such as the T-54, which, where is it? Okay, scrap. PT-76, leave that alone. T-55. The only one over here in what was Eastern Siberia. Scrap that. Sure, maybe not to keep some, but it's my opinion, just scrap some of these units. Everything else, ignore. Oh. Clean coal technology. Nice to know that's now complete. Anything else being started? Fuel cell technology is halfway done. What's next? That'll close. Oh. Advanced Stirling engines and digital roads. Nice. Telemedicine, smart card security, software. Alright, we're getting a lot of these done, and what is the Inner Mongolian army doing? Okay, they're just moving their troops around, and we don't have a complete trade. Oh, we do have. Never mind. Anyway, bond renewed, and I guess we should take a look at the Air Force this time. Hold on a minute. Not gonna bother. Actually, gonna go to full view just, not completely, but just in case, especially over here if anybody declares war. But anyway, some Russian designs, some other aircraft designs. Got these attack helicopters, Apaches. Lots of them, actually. Heinz. Okay, at least the economy is going well. Got some interceptors, Type 62 Shenyang's J7 interceptors. And other designs, including a couple of MiGs. We have a MiG-29 here, a MiG-31. That's it. Those are the only MiGs. And got some infantry interceptors. I might scrap these eventually, but looking at the amount of aircraft we're building, we have F-2s, F-4s, F-15s. A lot of these other aircraft that are going to be built slowly but surely, but it's still going to take a while, so I'm not going to scrap a lot of these aircraft at least. What's this? JH-7B7 Flying Dragon. Flying Dragon? Yeah, Flying Dragon. SU-30 Flankers. That's quite an amount. J-11 Flanker. J-11? I'm guessing this is a Chinese-built flanker. I'm guessing. Anyway, we got some RF-15 CJs. A lot. Lots of them, actually. MiG-17F Fresco C. Alright. F-4Es. Su-27-24 Fencers. Su-22, okay. And an F-1. How is an F-1 still in service? Or am I thinking a different F-1? I don't know. Scrap that one. That's one I'm going to scrap. Su-22s, leave them alone. Su-34s, I'll leave them alone as well. And the only F-2 that's still intact. Oh, we got some bombers. Hongjia I-5H5 Beagle. And a Tu-16K Badger. Alright, some nice planes and some patrol craft. Lots of them. And transports. Alright. Only 2 aircraft are currently deployed, 2 F-2As. Navy. Lots and lots of outdated designs. Most outdated, I guess. This one I don't need. The Mings and Romeos. I think these are very old, including the Sub-Project Kilos, I think. But I'll keep them just in case. These I'll keep as well. These submarines I'll keep because, after all, ships do take us some time to build. Even with a rather large submarine fleet. 2 Yuan classes, leave them alone. God. God, does China have a lot of submarines. Okay, now we're the destroyers. Harunas, Jinnan, Chinese design, Shiranes, Hatsuyukis, Udaloi. Where is this? Ah, Eastern Siberian, aka Russian designs. Alright. Got those. Lots of Takanamis currently in reserve. Domestic approval is on the positive, at least. Kyoto class. And a heavy cruiser. And a Slava class and a Kara, or Burkut. DDR 145 Samurai. Got these frigates, Grishas, a lot of these designs, destroyer escorts, F-71 Alvand, SKR 1135 Krivak I guess that's an I, or something like that. Lots of patrol craft, mostly for the rivers we currently control. A lot, and the transports are down here. Civilian cargo ships. LCU 501 landing craft utility. Okay. And of course, the ones I'm seem to be using more are the ones that are the AOE types, since they at least carry tanks as well. LSTs I could probably use as well, and lots of AOEs everywhere. Being spread out now. Alright, it's now January 6th, another bond renewal. The economy is going strong once again. Inflation is at least going down. Economy, I don't know. Blah 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 blah. Alright, no, thank you, Slovakia. We still have a lot of bonds. But at least it's a new year, 2024. Still. Let's see, South Korea's population is somewhat growing, GDP is going up, treasury is small, although the people are not happy, and the military approval is rather low. Taiwan. Treasury's gone down, sort of. The people are not sort of happy at the moment, still going down. Military approval is half. Actually, I think everybody's military right now is half, with the exception of all the way up to Tibet. We have 100% with the military approval. Domestic, the highest is Kazakhstan, at least for now. Population-wise, we are at the top, second to India, which is interesting to see, since India is the right now second largest nation. And let's see, another bond renewal. Diplomatic exchange is of course done. Well, we're still not starting these military designs yet. And we have one more research center still being built, but I could build another one. Probably on Hainan, I guess. I suppose. In Haikou, and leave that alone. But I'm going to stop right here because I'm somewhat running out of time. January 10th, 2024. And I do apologize if it's getting a little boring since we're not going to be in wars other than the very brief war with Afghanistan. But at least the economy and GDP is going up. But since it's quite clear we may not have a true war with any neighbors at the moment, I will do a time skip. So hopefully I will see you again once maybe we get the treasury and everything up and get the inflation in the right direction later on. So I hope you enjoyed this and see you again once in the next episode sometime time skip later. So see you then.